Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Giuliano, host of A CannaChef's Life, the podcast designed to bring value to cannabis chefs through interviews of other cannabis chefs and sponsors in the industry. Today with me, I have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, hi, I'm Chef Quita with Everything Medicated. How's everyone doing today?
Our audience always loves a good chef. So go ahead and let's go into a background on how you got into being a chef, because we've done several interviews thus far and everyone seems to get into it at a different point in life. Has this always been like from young time for you, or was it later in life?
Pretty much young time. I always knew that I wanted to at least be a personal chef, working with my grandfather and my mom in the kitchen all the time. I was kind of responsible for doing holiday cooking and like the peach cobblers and desserts. So kind of much followed me. That's why I moved to Vegas and got into the actual line cooking. Then I became an executive chef. So it's actually going in my field right now. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Now, where are you currently working? Where are you the executive chef?
I'm at the Mirage Hotel and Casino at a restaurant called The Still.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. How long have you been there?
I've been there 4 years, but I've been the chef there for exactly 3 years, technically.
Oh, fantastic.
Now that I think about it, yes, 3 years.
That's awesome. Now, in joining the Cannabis Chef Union, I assume part of your chef career has involved cannabis at some point. At what point during your chef career did cannabis get introduced?
Well, technically, it's been with me for a long time. I actually just started making it, I want to say, a business type, maybe about 3 years ago that I started Everything Medicated, because it was a little hard for me to get the edibles or the actual things that I wanted to get. It was really hard for me to get it. So I said, why not just make it myself? So 3 years later, here I am right now with Everything Medicated, trying to get it up off the ground and get our name out there and try to get everybody to know about us and get to, everybody to try our treats if possible.
Nice. Now, you said you started making it at home. What do you use for your infusion method? Do you use any sort of special machine or the old style crock pot? And then what do you usually infuse ingredients?
Yes. So I did start off the old style with the crock pot. I can say I did invest in the magic butter machine. It does come in handy if you need something on the fly and you want to make it today, right now. That comes in handy. I usually infuse my own oils, butters, agaves for like lemonades and things like that. I do make CBD oils for like massages and rubs and stuff like that. I just got into trying to make like tinctures, so I'm still working with certain things, but I definitely do butters and oils.
Okay, awesome. Now, what is because you mentioned earlier on that you were kind of in the dessert realm in your younger years with the peach cobblers and things. Over the years developing as a chef, do you feel like you have a specialty or?
No, not really. I think that I just pick up on everything. Well, I'll take everything that I kind of like and make it my own, or I'll take a different recipe and, as people would say, put the Quita twist on it. So I do have certain things. Of course, soul food is a background of mine because I grew up making that, peach cobblers, the actual banana puddings, greens, macaroni and cheese. We'll go down that line and I can keep going if you like.
There's so many good, there's so many good things that I've heard from chefs that they make. And so everyone makes a lot of the same thing, but also everything different. And it's
right.
I love it because it's like as many people make the same, you could do a chicken Alfredo so many different ways. You could do a collard green so many different ways.
Yes.
There's so many different ways to just infuse things or flavor things that even though the dish can be the same, it's not the same.
Exactly, because it depends on who's actually preparing it and how much love and passion they put into it.
Right. It's true. It's a true expression of art.
Yes, it is.
Now, with your current infusion career and you're also working at a restaurant, what are you doing to promote your medicated side of things? Is it just through social media? Are you running any advertisements or doing any trade shows?
Pretty much just, I want to say social media. I have done a couple of parties. So, once you do one party, word of mouth actually helps out a lot. I've done a couple of catering things. So again, the word of mouth, that helps out a lot. But maybe everything is on Instagram. Yes, I do have an Instagram. It's called Everything Medicated by Chef Quita.
We'll make sure to slide that across the bottom.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now with the caterings that you do, and one of the things that I like to talk to each chef about, if they're one of the chefs that's in the catering, is how do you go about your menu development with the client? Do they usually have something in mind, or do you come to them with options?
A little bit of both. Majority of the people that I have, had as clients, they have everything in mind, and I just let them know, what I have available. Of course, if they wanted to be infused or non-infused, and then we'll just talk about it like that. Now, if they do not know, I will come with some ideas and see if they're like that. If not, then we'll try to work together and see exactly what they want. Because some people say, oh, well, I have a taste for this. And then if you actually present them with something else, they're like, oh, well, I'll take that. So it's just a little bit of my ideas with theirs if they don't have anything.
Okay, awesome. Now, on average, when you've done those catering events, what kind of size events are you generally getting?
Well, right now with COVID involved, it's a little bit of smaller parties because of the actual COVID crisis coming through here. I can say that. I can do anywhere from like 6 to 20 people. Now with COVID evolved, I try to do at least 6 and less because, some people are a little scared to come out and actually partake. But, if you kind of say if everything's infused, I'm like, well, maybe I'll take that chance. Prior to that, the most I've done was, I can say, about 50 people.
50 people. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Now, on the side of edibles, have you been able to get any success with CBD edibles in stores or any sort of licensing deals with any dispensaries for THC edibles?
No, I haven't. I mean, a lot of people approach and say, oh, I would like to talk to you, or I have this and I have that available, or, let's talk some business, but talk is cheap. No one ever presents themselves. No, I actually have no one ever just fall through with what they actually come up, with the conversations we've had. So I just continue to keep pushing forward.
Okay. Awesome. Now, with your advertising strategy and your stuff on social media, have you taken any sort of direct marketing tactic towards pushing content at the people that you would want? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense. No, I have not.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because that's actually a fairly good way to go about it, especially if you have something pretty unique, especially edible wise.
Right.
If you can target the people who work at specific dispensaries or the people who work at the parent companies of dispensaries, perhaps, because I know a lot of them have been bought up, particularly during the downturn, and kind of turned more corporate. Then you can actually in today's age directly reach the people who make the decision because of that.
I actually didn't think about it.
Call you, so it's definitely something to think about.
No, for real. I didn't even think about it that way. So yes, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So then I apologize to keep jumping around, but back to your restaurant stuff.
Yes.
I'm always fascinated with restaurants, and I've said this in a previous podcast, but I want you to hear the power of this because running a kitchen, you understand. I've been a project manager in software, and I've read a lot of books about project management. And there's one book in particular with comments from the gentleman who was the project manager for Microsoft Excel when they created that product. Uh-huh. And when he was studying project management and how do you adapt quickly to the customer's needs and make sure that you're actually achieving what you're trying to achieve, all the planning in the world aside, as soon as you actually hit the development phase, all of that goes out the window. How do you then manage it from there? And he said the best source for him was to watch a kitchen during its busy time and see how they managed that. And that's actually how he ended up managing his development teams through the methodology of essentially a kitchen management. So it's a really high energy place, a very tense place. How do you manage that on a daily basis?
I think I want to say just with the energy off of my cooks, I try to make sure I feed off of that as well. And I try to keep my energy positive because I feel like if I give off negative, that'll give them off negative energy, and we're not going to make it with that. Teamwork is a big thing as well. So when it's busy, it's one of those where you can actually see us come together. If we haven't been a team before, once it gets busy, we're just like a pack of bees and we're ready to just attack whatever comes our way. It's every day is different because every day can be a different busy. We can have that busy where I was like, okay, it's calm, cool, and collected, and it's just like busy. But then we have that busy where it's like OM to the G. What are we supposed to do right now? So it's one of those. I just take a deep breath. I try to stay calm. I try to stay positive, and I just push my team forward and just let them know I'm here. I'm a team player. I'm not just the executive chef. I run food. I bust the tables. I cook the food. Whatever we need to do, we will get together. So I just make sure they know that I'm a team player other than the boss. I will let them know for sure. Every day I have that talk. I am a team player right along with you. Like if we fail, like if I fail, you fail. You fail, I fail. So it's one of my things is we're team players. So as long as they know that we're team players and there's no head honcho in that team, there's no I, we're all together in this, we make it through the night. And then at the end of the night, it's one of those celebrations like we did this. And then I go back to being the boss.
Right.
So pretty much teamwork. Teamwork helps me through the whole day of being busy, especially with this weekend coming up. Like we have the busiest weekend, which is Labor Day weekend. So
Yeah. Oof.
for sure.
Oof.
Yeah, for sure. And with COVID, that it's like a little different, you know, that busyness becomes a little different because you have the mask. You know, the glove thing is something we're used to, but the mask are not. We're
Right.
just
No, it's
trying to
hot
adapt to
kitchen.
that for sure. Yes, for sure. Man, now that's where COVID comes to play. Like, yes, that mask is very hard to work with.
You know, I was actually sitting in a restaurant one time and I actually heard one of the guests, because it was an open kitchen, you could see them cooking back there. And obviously that meant all the chefs had to be wearing masks because this was during the COVID thing. And one of the gals at the bar was like, you know, I wouldn't mind if they just kept that around for kitchens after this. And like, I looked at her, I was like, you know, I've never personally worked in a commercial kitchen, but I mean, that's kind of a new level of hell. I could see them doing that in hell. If you're burning for eternity, be like, oh, you want to be hotter? Here's a mask for eternity.
Yes, I'll just say, how about you try it? Here's a mask. You go try it for like 10 plus hours and then you let me know.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, it's very difficult, but you do what you have to do.
Right.
Yeah, I probably would have gave her those eyes like, really? Now, how long? Take my mask. You go back there and you flip those burgers for about 5 hours. Because behind the bar, it's a little bit cooler. You have all the refrigeration and everything like that. But yeah, the mask really sucks now.
So then, having worked through and up to the executive chef level, what advice would you give to newcomers becoming a chef just now, especially during this COVID time?
You know, don't be afraid. Don't let COVID run your life. Like, no matter what, see this as a stepping stone and keep pushing forward, because if we can make it through COVID, you can make it through anything. Like, no matter how hot it gets in the kitchen with COVID, you will be able to make it. Just keep pushing forward, because that's what I did. I actually, you know, I was a little nervous because it's a new restaurant, but I was like, it's something that I wanted. So if you want it, you're going to keep pushing for it, no matter what. Just keep pushing for it. And I always try to use anything that gets in my way as a stepping stone. So when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, I stepped on that. Here I am now. Next stone, let's go. Pretty much. That's how I do it.
So now with you being on kind of both sides of the coin on this COVID thing, there's two things I've noticed. Restaurants have had an unfortunate decline, but the edibles business and the catering business has had quite a bit of an uptick.
Yes.
In your situation, would you say that it balanced out well, or were you still hurting through it? Did it make up for the fact that you were slow at the restaurant, or?
Yeah, actually, I have seen an increase in my edible sales because, you know, there was once upon a time where the Mirage was closed. So I didn't have no work at all until later on, you know, back in I think it was closed from March up until June. I was off and just focusing on everything medicated. So I have seen an increase, a high increase, which surprised me because you're just wondering like, well, what's going to happen to the cannabis industry? Are we still going to be able to do this? Are we still going to be able to have this, you know? So, but yeah, surprisingly, yes. It actually was an increase on the cannabis side, which surprised me big time. It made me happy. I was ecstatic. Kind of missed that side. I'm like, oh, I just wish I was up just a little bit longer so I can go ahead and focus. But yeah, I'm just trying to juggle the two. I'm gonna continue to juggle the two. Actually, I have no choice because I love them both.
Right.
Yes.
So now with moving forward on your edible side and all of that, outside of like advertising and things of that nature, are you currently looking for sponsors or anything?
I mean, that would be awesome. I haven't really thought about it because, like I said, I have a lot of people that come, you know, approach me with a lot of things and they'll just talk about it, but we never fall through. So I just don't even think anything about it. I think that a sponsor would be great. I don't see anything wrong with that. I've never really thought too much into it. But now that you brought it on, I'm going to have to think about it for sure.
Awesome. Now I've only got one more question here for you. It's been a fantastic interview thus far.
Thank you.
And this is kind of a selfish question. From my perspective as one of the owners of the union, what would you like to see from us in terms of helping your career more? What could we do better?
Wow. You know, I really don't know because like right now I just got this interview because of the union. So therefore, I I don't know. To be honest, I think that you guys are doing a great job. I think, you know, with COVID, it makes it a little bit harder to get some chefs out there because, again, someone's, you know, you're scared. Um, Maybe a little bit more opening schedules with certain things for people like me who work. Can we get a couple of days like on my off days? Can I do certain things? No, really, I don't have anything because I feel like you guys are doing all you can do with the platform that we have, especially with COVID being a big part of it now. Because
Right.
prior to that, there was a lot of interviews or there were like a lot of things that were available to me, but with the hours that I had, I wasn't able to make it. So you guys still made it available for me. It was just on my end. I couldn't make it. So I really don't have anything. And I do appreciate the union. I think it's a great platform for everyone like me who's coming up and trying to get their business established and get their name out there. And if you're afraid, you know, you'll get to see that there is another platform where there's others just like you. Like you're not the only one trying to come up in the world as a cannabis chef. So I think the union is great, actually. Thank you. I love the union.
Thank you. And
Yes,
we love you.
you're
We're
welcome.
always happy to help. And of course, if anything, obviously, even outside of this interview, if anything ever comes up, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank
You
you.
have
I
that
will.
available through that email. You can always hit me
Okay.
up on Instagram like how we originally scheduled this.
Okay.
So awesome.
Thank
Well,
you
before we
so
get
much.
going here, go ahead and plug all your social media for me so we can make sure everyone gets to you everywhere you're at.
Okay. Well, actually, it's just everything medicated by Chef Quita on Instagram. Please follow me. Please like and share. Thank you. Let me see. Actually, I have my shirt on. Let me have to stand up. I'm a little tall.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can see it, but everything
Oh, yeah.
medicated. Yay. That's me. Please like and share. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please like and share the union too. Actually, get in the union.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It's been a fantastic interview. Hopefully, we'll be able to get you back on here again in the next 6 months. I always like to do a follow-up interview to see where people have gone since their
Yes.
first interview. So we'll be in touch about that. But other than that, thank you very much, and
Thank you.
have a great night.
All right, you too.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of A CannaChef's Life. For more episodes of A CannaChef's Life, please visit us on our YouTube channel. For more information about the CannaChef Union, visit us on our website, ccunion.org. That's ccunion.org. And for amazing content on Instagram and Facebook, follow us at the CannaChef Union. That's at the CannaChef Union. Thanks so much for watching.